Jeff,
Hello.
hello. How's it going,
Hello.
man?
It's going good.
Good, good,
Good.
good, 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 good.
It's this is a first timer for us.
Yeah, we are literally popping our own cherry.
Right.
Disturbing, alarmingly graphic.
Yes. I
So,
wasn't
hi,
fully
Andy
there.
Lanceman, the Lanceman, Andy
Yes.
Lanceman.
Yes.
We had a great show scheduled for today
Mm,
with Amber Balcaen,
yes.
female NASCAR driver.
Right.
Greg DeJean, still sunny
Oh,
in
Greg.
Seattle.
Yeah. Hey, Greg.
Nice. Welcome. Greg, are you at the bar? You know, Rob Unger is in the house saying, hey, dudes. It's all good. It's all happening. So, anyways, what Jeff and I were just talking about is the fact that as of 2 minutes ago, Amber Balcaen, NASCAR driver, just let us know that she never got an invite and that she's not coming. She's got another call in 4 minutes, which I think is probably us.
It could be.
So
She could
she
show up.
might show up, right? Anyway, I can
So
assure
who the hell
all
are
of
you?
well, I can assure all of you. Hi, Stephen, or Stefan. I always fuck that up.
Steven, I think.
I don't know. Kimberly Hair. Kimberly, you can correct me there if you want to write that out phonetically for me.
Yes.
I'm a public school graduate, and I barely got out of there. So it'll help me craft your name much better. Anyways, yeah. She's not coming, and we're changing the vibe today. We're going to talk about sex.
We are not. We're not.
All right.
We're not talking about that.
Okay.
They'll shut us down.
Yeah. All right. We're not talking about
or worse.
So what we are going to talk about, and I hope that you guys find this somewhat interesting, is we want to maybe share some stories, talk some things through with you guys as our guests. Okay. So
hold on a second.
Oh, what is it?
Amber just joined us.
No. She's here. Okay.
All right.
Hold on. Well, we're gonna go back then. I don't even know where I'm going now.
We didn't even get started. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Back the fuck up is what I say. None of you are going to be guests
She's
today.
Like Amber's like, I don't even know who you are.
We got our guest, and I am going to say it again before we bring her in a moment. It's Amber Balcaen. She's nodding. Yes, you got it right. She's currently in the green room, enjoying an assortment of organic barbecue. Vegetarian, vegan, organic barbecue.
Course.
That's 100% natural.
Right.
And we got a shipment of all the brown M&Ms that Van Halen never wanted. Some of them might be a little stale, but they're in there too. And I think she's going to enjoy that as well. So back to the show at hand is what I say. It's a good one today. It's going to be fun. And that's the deal. So, Jeff, anything to add while we dive into this here?
The only thing I'd like to add is that today, I like to always say, like, what's today? What happened?
Yeah, what is today?
1983, rock guitarist Slash first heard Axl Rose singing with a band called Rapid Fire at Gazzari's on the Sunset Strip in L.A. On this day.
I could tell you some wicked tales of Gazzari's on the Sunset Strip and a few other things. But since we're not talking sex today, we won't talk about it. We'll leave it out of there. We got a great guest today, and it's a really cool show premise. The title of the show, obviously, as many of you may have noticed, is No Excuses, No Limits. And our guest is fabulous. Everybody loves a winner. Fewer people understand what it really costs and takes to become one, especially when you're trying to do it in a world that was not exactly built with your name on the seat, which you'll find out again. Today's show is we're talking racing, we're talking success, we're talking branding, ambassadorship, the pressure, the brand building, the underdog energy. and what it's like to keep moving when the odds, the noise, and the bills all show up at once. Amber Balcaen, our guest, Balcaen, sorry, there it is again. It keeps coming out, is a professional NASCAR. See, I got that right. NASCAR driver, entrepreneur, speaker, and president of Amber Balcaen Racing Incorporated. That's a thing. She is the first Canadian female to win a NASCAR-sanctioned race in the U.S., the first female to race for Kyle Busch Motorsports, which we'll get into in a moment. I believe we have lost Mr. Kyle Busch last week, which a heartfelt condolences to his friends, his family, and the entire NASCAR family, which, by the way, there isn't really another family like it, I think, on Earth. The NASCAR family is huge. It's tight. And those waters run deep. So she's going to be competing in the ARCA Menards Series. And she's also growing a brand through speaking media, hashtag Ask Amber, and her upcoming podcast called Driven. So without further words from me, please welcome Amber Balcaen.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
Amber, you gave me a scare.
I know. There's a little, you know what? I work with this one company and they have what's called a organized chaos manager. And I think that's what I need too, because
you're talking to the right people now.
Right. My best suit, I suppose.
It's all good. If you could see my desk right now, you'd laugh and then maybe cry.
Yeah, I'm a bit of type B person, I guess you could say, which serves in some places and not in others. But there's so much that you got my mind going with that intro, from obviously M&M's and Kyle Busch to Axl Rose, because I actually co-hosted a show with not Guns N' Roses, but AC/DC's Brian Johnson. So
really?
Nice.
Some connections to a little rock and roll as well.
I love it. Are you a rock and roller?
I love AC/DC. That's what my mom grew up with. That was her first concert. So when I was young, that's all that was playing. So when I got to do a show with him, she was mind blown. And he is the kindest, sweetest, most humble dude you would ever meet. You would never know he's a rock star. Not only just a rock star, but one of the biggest ever.
Right.
And he was so sweet. Not only did he cook me and Ron White dinner in his motorhome, but he FaceTimed my mom and sang to her. And so it
that's crazy.
Yeah, probably.
Wow.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
I love that story. Now, it's hard when the AC/DC is one of those bands that actually, their original singer, Bon Scott, was, he was a powerhouse in his own right. And to me, it's a rarity when a band can switch singers and then go on to even greater heights. And I mentioned Van Halen because I believe that Van Halen did not do that, in my opinion. I'm not a Sammy Hagar, Van Hagar guy.
Right.
But at the same time, I look back at that and I go, Alex and Eddie Van Halen, geniuses musically, but probably would have been left out on the nerd patio as far as like rock and roll stardom were concerned, had it not been for Mr. David Lee Roth. But as it goes, what do you think? Anybody agree, disagree, hate me for it?
I don't know if I hate you for it, but I do like I like the first couple albums with Hagar. That's all.
Different animal is what it was.
Definitely different. Yeah, I agree.
So,
with that.
Amber, we're going to get into it all today. And again, as I said before, heartfelt condolences for the loss of Kyle Busch. It seems like that was somewhat unexpected.
It was extremely unexpected. And to be honest, it really affected me emotionally a lot more than I would have ever expected it to. Obviously, I had the privilege and honor to get to race for him, the only female to ever race for him. And he truly just made everyone better around him. And he was the only NASCAR Cup Series driver that had ever called me after one of my ARCA races to purely just give me words of encouragement. Like he's like, I watched your race, which already I'm like, Kyle Busch is watching my race. Like,
watching so my race. Right?
Damn. And he just said, hey, I just wanted to call. I actually was at the track when I had a missed call from him, and I was so nervous. I was like, oh my God, Kyle Busch just called me. Like, did I do something wrong? Like,
right.
I was like, oh God, like this. I was so nervous to call him back, so I called him back, and I was like, am I gonna like get my butt chewed out for something I did wrong, or what's going on? And he's like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, just at the track, what's up? And he's like, hey, yeah, I just want to say I watched your Kansas race this past weekend. You did an incredible job. I was really impressed. I just want to tell you, like, keep going. Like, you showed a lot in that race. And
that's awesome.
And I was just like, wow, like that's something I'll never forget. Like, that was such a cool experience. And then I filmed a TV show called Racing Wives with his wife, Samantha Busch.
Yeah.
And the reason I was on that show, because I wasn't a racing wife at the time, but I raced for Kyle. And that's kind of how I got to be a part of the show. So in filming that show, I became a lot closer with their family, of course, with Samantha and even their son Brexton. And, I got to fly on Kyle Busch's jet, which like I'd never been on a jet before. And I got to work with him at the racetrack. I got to be at his race shop frequently. And just, even his brother, Kurt gave me so much great advice, and they're all about helping people. And you see that with their IVF program and everything they're doing for others. And the amount of drivers that Kyle has brought up through the Cup Series, through his race team of KBM. So, incredible loss for our racing community, not just NASCAR, but the entire racing community, motorsports community. He was, our Kobe Bryant of this generation. A lot of people talk about Dale Earnhardt. He's the Dale Earnhardt of our generation. And it was just incredibly unexpected and incredibly sad. I still, like, my heart is just aching for Sam and the kids every single day. And
he was young. He was a young man.
Yeah. Way too young.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. On that, let's say, I'm going to do this several times. I'm going to say shifting gears. Shifting gears.
Yes.
Stupid. I have two daughters, 11 and 14, almost 14, practically 19 at this point, really, because what's the diff?
I think just skip the 5 years.
As someone who's been, taken the path you have, what would you say to girls that age who are, obviously still finding themselves and making decisions? Like, good example, my older daughter plays softball. She loves it, but the team hasn't been doing very good. And she's really a great leader on the team, but she takes it so hard, and she's questioning whether or not she wants to play again next year. And I asked her, is it because you don't like the game? Is it because the team's not doing well, or what's the story? And she was like, it's just less fun because, like, we're not getting, she's like, I just don't know what I want to do. But what would you say to girls at that age who are trying to figure out what their next move might be?
Yeah, I think there's almost two parts to that question. The first one, the more generalized advice I would give, is to never let the opinions of others dictate or influence the decisions you make for yourself. If you love something and you have that heart calling or burning fire and desire underneath you to go for it, and you have that vision for your life, I tell everyone, hold your vision, because that's inside of you for a reason, and you're meant to pursue that. And it doesn't matter what other people have to say. If you know that's your path and that's meant for you, then you need to see that through, because if you don't, you'll regret it. And the second part of what you were saying is I actually deeply resonate with that, because racing really is a team sport as well. And there will be days where I feel like I'm doing everything right, but maybe, something breaks apart on my car, or one of my crew guys messes up, or someone takes me out. Like, there's things out of my control, right? And it sounds like she is, don't get me wrong, I've made plenty of my own mistakes to ruin races as well. But it sounds like for her, she feels she's executing and performing at her best. And some of the people around her might not be as passionate or serious or dedicated about it. And I would tell her to not give up, because she is learning so many incredible lessons right now in these moments that she can use forward in life, whatever she decides to pursue, and let her use this moment to bring up the people around her and make people around her better. Let her really be the leader of the team, and talk to her coaches and say, how do we get this team better? This is important to me. I really love doing this. I want to continue doing it, but it's more fun when we're winning. So let's figure out how to win more. So
exactly.
I think this
is always more fun.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think this is
on the upside
to show her leadership skills.
That's right. On the upside for her is that last night she had her last home game as an 8th grader, and they won handily. Okay. And she had a pretty good game, except for the part where she got involved in a double play going too far off second base. And I was like, dude, what are you doing?
Risk management.
Yeah, I just like seeing, it's the hardest thing to do is when you love something and things around you aren't going well. And it's hard to stay in. Yeah, it's hard to stay in the pocket.
It is, for sure, but everything's always teaching you something. And I think it's so important for not only young kids, but young girls to be in sports, because I truly believe it develops so much self-efficacy, self-confidence, ability to deal with conflict, leadership skills. Like, I think it's important for her to know, like, hey, this is what you're experiencing now in this game. This is life. There's going to be people around you that disappoint you, and maybe it doesn't feel so great, but then there's going to be times that you guys get to win together and do this together. And there's just so many skills right now that she's learning being a part of that team, and that she can, utilize in the future.
No, that's a great answer. And I appreciate that, because sometimes as a dad, and I know Rob Unger is feeling the pain, sometimes it's hard to know what to say, and it's hard to know when to say it or when not to say it. And again, even for me, that's a learning curve all the time, because as these kids evolve and change and they're growing up in a different world, the advice I may have from my own past is not really relevant as much as it was, or you have to find a new way,
Right.
Yeah.
I think I would also say that sometimes daughters just need to be heard. I called my dad yesterday about something, and he starts trying to give me advice. I'm like, Dad, I didn't ask for your advice. I know.
I get that all the time.
I just want you to just listen.
Just listen to me.
It's a dad thing.
Let me feel my feelings right now.
Yeah, it's a dad thing. I know my youngest, who's 11, she's a pickle. She's hilarious. But I can't tell you how many times she says to me, Dad, let me finish. I am speaking. And I'm like, well, if you did, she's like, I'm not asking for your help. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
I'm in my 30s, and me and my dad are still having this conversation. So.
That's awesome.
Hey, speaking of parents, were your parents very supportive of you?
Super supportive. And that's something I'm so grateful for. And, I'm a 3rd-generation race car driver, but my whole family, they raced local dirt track races on the weekends, right? They were hobby racers. And so when I said, first of all, hey, I want to race, my dad's like, no, it's a huge time commitment, financial commitment, all this, like, you're not doing it. But my mom came from a racing family and wanted to race. Her dad said, no, you're not allowed to race. Let her brother race. So basically, when I said to my dad, hey, I really want to race, my mom's like, if you're not going to let her, like, you have to let her, because I wasn't allowed, and we're not going to let her. Like, we have to let her do this. She's not going to stop asking. And then so he's like, fine, you can, but you have to pay for everything yourself, and you have to work on the carts, and you got to do it all. So I raised enough sponsorship, got my own go-kart, then eventually my own sprint car. And, now I've raised over $5 million on my own to be able to race in NASCAR. So he did not make it easy for me, but he was very morally supportive. Same with my mom. When I said, hey, I'm dropping out of university and I want to pursue a NASCAR career, they weren't like, absolutely not. They were like, yeah, it's going to be difficult, but if this is what you want to do, we'll support you 100%. And now they're driving 30 hours to watch my race. So
wild. That's a little payback.
All that momentum.
They love it.
So what age was it that you like started the whole journey, as far as
I started racing go-karts at 10 and then at 21, I think I was 21 when I was like, hey, I want to make this a career. So I moved here in 2016. I can't do the math, early 20s, something like that. I was here. But yeah.
That's cool. I mean, so because you started early, right? You were obviously the family was already involved, but at least you didn't start like like later on. It wasn't as far as like starting with an actual car, automobile later on. You started real early, which is great. Do you think that's like in terms of the process of that for other people? Is that the typical process as far as where you start? Do you start at that age?
Everybody's journey looks so different to NASCAR or just to professional motorsports in general. Most people start in some form of karting, whether it's, I personally did oval dirt track, but most people would be in like shifter karts, kind of the road racing, and then move up. There's so many different ways to move up through the ranks though. My path was dirt racing, but everyone down here now, I live in North Carolina, they all have different paths than how I grew up, because I grew up in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, and raced in all the northern states. So the forms of racing there were a little different than here. So even when I decided to make the switch from dirt track racing to NASCAR, it was a huge difference. Not only skills set wise, but like the way the cars are, the industry as a whole was completely different. I went from local dirt track racers to, families who are millionaires and billionaires putting their kids in these cars. So it was definitely a bit of a culture shock.
Interesting. Very cool. Hey, as a guy so Jeff and I both live up in New Hampshire, and there's a NASCAR track up here, Loudon.
There is. Yep.
Yep. The closest I ever got to that was actually pretty damn close. I got to ride around the track in a pace car.
Nice.
Yeah. So I went up there to try to pitch them some services, and they were like, hey, let's take you out on the track and scare the shit out of you.
Right. Yeah. Actually, right near where Peter lives, there's Lee, New Hampshire. They have a dirt track there.
Yeah, they have a dirt track, and we've got a speedway and a dragway right over by
New England Dragway.
I could, maybe I wouldn't walk to it. Let's say that.
Yeah.
But the truth is, I've never really been for whatever reason. So for someone like me, help me figure out, like, what am I missing?
You're missing so much.
Yeah.
Every time I bring on a new sponsor, a new partner, they've never been to a NASCAR race usually before they partner with me. And so the first time there is experiencing it with me. And I always say to them, I'm just letting you know you're going to get addicted. And after the day or night is done, they're like, this was incredible. When can I come back? Like, this is amazing. I highly, highly recommend trying to get a infield pass and being able to experience that way, because being in the stands is super cool, don't get me wrong, but being in the infield and being up close and personal with seeing the crew guys do a pit stop and changing tires and getting to smell the fumes and feel the rumble of the cars and there's just, it's so great, and there's so much going on, like not only on track but in the pit stalls as well. And another thing that I think is an absolute must is to get headsets so you can listen to what's going on. So not only could you listen to like the race mediator, or you could listen to actual drivers and the crew chiefs going back and forth. So then you know what's going on, and you can see like how much more is actually going on than what TV shows or what the surface shows. Like my parents will not watch one of my races without a headset, because they need to know what's going on at all times. They need to like know what the car is doing and what I need and what the spotter's saying, and like they have to know. So for sure, if you're going to go to a race, even if you're in the stands, get a headset. If you don't want to purchase a headset, NASCAR has an app that you can just put your AirPods or whatever in and listen on there as well. So But that, I'm telling you, that makes the experience 10 times better. It's almost like going to NFL game and like having a headset on with the with that head coach and the quarterback, you know, it's like a little
Utah.
Yeah. As a kid, I always went to the drag racing, which was doing the dragway, what we have in New Hampshire. And
that's right over here.
I used to go with a friend of mine, and his father was a detective in Lynn, Massachusetts, where I was born. And he used to get us into a pit pass, you know. So we would go in the back, and everyone's working on the cars. And I think the thing that really hit me was the first time they were lining up and they were burning the rubber to get some traction on because they're always new tires or whatever, and they balloon up, and I couldn't believe the sound and the force of those engines. And I've been told it's the kind of a similar thing with NASCAR in that when they start whipping around and you're near, it's like it's just thunder. It's amazing.
Wild.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob Unger here. He's out in California. He's got a question for you. What's the scariest thing outside of crashing?
Oh,
I think the scariest thing outside of crashing is just making mistakes, like knowing you could have done better, doing your best and having someone crash you out, like just the heartbreakingness of all of that. Honestly, I'm not afraid of crashing. I'm just more afraid of the public humiliation of embarrassing myself or not doing a good job or not performing at my best. Like, I think that's scarier than actually crashing. I've crashed a lot. I've been in the hospital. Like,
oh my goodness.
I don't know. That's just, your body heals. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you and your team have anything along the lines of shake and bake?
No, not necessarily. I definitely, dab up all my crew guys before I get in the car. Nice. Me and my dad have a little handshake, but yeah, that's
I love it.
Nice.
I love it. And just on that note, was Talladega Nights good for NASCAR, good for the sport in general, or was it?
I think so. You have some people be like, "Oh, it's a disgrace to NASCAR. It just makes fun of them." I'm like, look, anything to bring more attention to our sport is a good thing. Yeah. And it's funny because we have a new guy in Cup Series as of last year, Shane Van Gisbergen, and he came over from New Zealand in the Supercar Series. And he was on a podcast, and they asked him, so what do you think of NASCAR now? Like, what now that you're in it? He goes, yeah, the Talladega Nights movie is pretty on point.
That's awesome.
And everyone's like, no way.
Oh, no.
Yeah, didn't they have that Grand Prix racer that came in on Talladega Nights?
Yeah.
From, no, I think it's great for NASCAR. I watch it the night before I race Talladega, I have to watch it. Because I'm like, it just gets you,
it's a tradition.
I love it.
Yeah, it gets you psyched up.
Oh my God. I love I do love Grand Prix when I catch it and it's on and I'm like, this is just crazy. Because when I was a kid, what was it? Mario Peretti? Was that the name?
Andretti.
Yeah, Peretti. Fuck.
I think you just mixed up Pirelli with
yeah.
I think I was thinking of the Peroni, the beer, actually.
It sounds like a cool name either way.
It could be. Yeah, it could be. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome, Jeff. And I think I cut you off a minute ago, so I think you were going to jump back in.
I don't think so.
No? Oh, okay.
Well, that's fine.
All right. So when you experience these moments of doubt, these moments of fear, these moments of pressure, before, during the race, do you have a go-to sort of way to break loose of it, shake it off?
I always kind of say to myself is calmness is my superpower. As long as I can stay calmed and my emotions regulated, I think then I can perform good. As soon as I get really mad or angry, then I start over driving or driving too aggressive. For me, being the calmer I am, the better I perform, and I'm pretty good at staying calm for the most part. So I think that would probably be the biggest thing, is just making sure you stay calm and just never give up, because you never know what's going to happen in a race. And I actually just posted on my LinkedIn this morning about how one of the races at Daytona, I was 2 laps down because I got involved in a crash on lap 4. And the reason I was 2 laps down is because I had to kept going to come to pit for my crew to try to fix my car so it'd be drivable for me to go.
Right.
I went from 2 laps down to, there's this thing in NASCAR called the lucky dog, which means if you pass enough cars and you're the last person on the lead lap, you get your lap back. So I was able to always be the last person on the lead lap, pass enough cars to do that. And then, so I got my laps back. So I went from being 35th or something. And then I think it was like 2 laps to go. I was 29th or something like that. And when I crossed the finish line, I finished 9th. So
awesome.
That was such a thing. Like, you never know what's going to happen. Like, you always, like, every single lap, you got to give it your all, like 100% give it your all, because you never know how the race is going to shake out. And you just, it sounds so simple, but just never give up.
Is it also like almost like running where you stick to your pace, right? Because if you give it all like in the front end, it may not help you later on, that type of thing.
For sure. Every race, every track, every series has different strategies. Tire maintenance is a big thing that we talk about. Fuel strategy is a big thing we talk about. So it basically depends on our game plan that we create with our crew chiefs before the race. Sometimes that game plan changes as the race changes and things happen where cautions fly and things like that. But for the most part, we have kind of a plan going into the race. And
yeah, that's great.
But to answer your question, there is a little bit of, you want to save your tires and save your stuff. But then there's sometimes where you're like, no, you got to go all out as hard as you can. So it all depends.
It's not like the movies, like F1, where you just stay in there until they burst.
That's how I drive my Mazda. Hey, Amber, Andy Lantzman has a question. Have you ever had an interest to try drag racing?
I have. I think that'd be so fun. I first went to the 4-wide nationals here in Charlotte a couple years ago, and it gave me a whole new respect for what they do. And I'm like, I would love to try this. By the time I die, I kind of want to feel like the female Travis Pastrana and like try as many motorsports things as possible. And I've tried a lot of different cars, but I haven't tried drag racing. So I think that'd be really cool.
I put on my wife's blouse last Tuesday that I could to the corner market. That's as close as I get to.
Oh, just a quick question on that. Funny car or dragster?
I mean, you have to work your way up. I don't think you can just hop in a funny car, and you try a dragster. I went on one of those hydraulic dragsters in Florida one time, and that was super fun. I'm like, all right, let's get in a real thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's I mean, in your sport, there's a level of concentration and I think discipline that goes well beyond the like, what do you do if you have to go to the bathroom? But like there's a real level of discipline. And where do you think you got that from?
I've been cultivating discipline pretty much my whole life, mainly because my journey has been I've had to overcome so many more obstacles than most, just being from Canada and, hiring an immigration lawyer to move here and being very limited on the ways I can create income and I can only race and to having to raise millions of dollars where most of the people I race against, their parents are writing the checks. They come from very wealthy families.
Sure.
And then, the obvious one being female comes with its own challenges as well. So, all those things help me be resilient, but I have really worked hard at building mental toughness within myself. And I do that by, I've done 75 hard 3 times. I don't know if you know what 75 hard is. It's like a mental toughness challenge created by Andy Frisilla, the CEO of First Form. So I've completed that 3 times. I read a lot of mental performance books and self-development books. I train in the gym hard and just try to be disciplined in every area of my life as much as I can.
And I want to follow that with, because as I said that question, I was like, it's not what you mean, but I love your answer because really what I asked was implying that like someone gave you that, and you're one of those people. Some of us, we pick up things here and there, and it's not that you haven't, I'm sure, but like your answer's perfect because you work hard at it. And
discipline's built. Discipline is a muscle.
Yeah.
You have to cultivate discipline. Just discipline and resilience. No one is born with it. You can't buy it. You can't borrow it. You can't inherit it. You have to build it. And
that's right.
It's also like muscles, is if you don't use it, you lose it as well. Mm-hmm. So it's something you need to work on every single day, whether it's, eating an apple instead of cheese fries, or it's all the little minute mundane choices in your everyday life that really cultivate discipline. And I'm still at the gym almost every single day. I'm strict with my diet. I read my self-development books. I just be as disciplined as I can in every way. I have my journal day planner that I write down the 10 things that I need to do every single day. And that's what helps keep me on track. Again, we started off this podcast with me saying I'm type B and sometimes, a little ADHD and stuff. So that's one of my things to kind of keep me in line, because if I don't write it down, it doesn't get done. So you have to find systems that work for you as well, and discipline for me, I need to have a system to help me stay on track with being disciplined.
I love that. That's perfect. Yeah, I as well write everything down. I feel compelled to write it on a list or on any sheet of paper that's available. They say that 42%, or I don't know if I think that people are 42% more likely to achieve their goals when they write them down than not writing them
down. I believe that.
Yeah. So it's an interesting thing. Hey, we were just talking about food a little bit. And so, do you have kind of a weak spot for any particular food or cuisine that you just like, I know it's not good for me, but I gotta have it?
I love cooking, so I also love baking. My weak spot is sweets, so basically I just figure out how I can turn desserts in a little healthier way, or just find healthier alternatives. Like I just found these protein donuts from Target, and I've never tried them before. I'm like, this is great. I can have these instead of regular donuts, So anything that I have, I usually try to just swap it out with something similar. But sometimes you got to have a French fry or two as well.
There it is. And we got a comment here from Robin.
Yes.
Robin Suave. He misses working in NASCAR.
Yeah.
Oh, Robin.
Just a shout out to Robin. I'm not AI. I'm right here.
Oh, Robin, your ears must have been burning. We were talking about you. That's great. Awesome. When you raise all this, you got to raise real capital to do what you're doing. What do you think that brands get wrong about the sponsorship, and what do they need to know on the way in?
What brands get wrong with sponsorship in NASCAR is they think it's just the logo slapped on a race car, and that's not the case.
Yeah.
There's so much that we can do to provide value for them beyond logo on the race car, whether that's activations at the track through product, services, content creation, content series around it. We also have hospitality events where they can invite their clients, customers, distributors, however they want that to look at the racetrack, to build and cultivate those relationships. Instead of bringing them to like a football game, you can bring them in this really cool area where it's a very VIP experience that most people can't experience without being a sponsor. So that's a big part of it. And then also just all the different ways that NASCAR utilizes the business to business platform, where every company and brand you see in NASCAR is doing business together in some way. So an example would be FedEx was a super long time sponsor of Joe Gibbs Racing. The reason for that is because all the other partners Joe Gibbs had, they had them switch all of their shipping over to FedEx, which created more income for FedEx and more return on investment for the sponsors. So NASCAR is really great about keeping that ecosystem there to do business together. And that's where I found success with my partners. I had an RV parts manufacturer sponsor me for 4 years. And at that time, Camping World was in NASCAR as well. So I was able to introduce my sponsor to the VP of Camping World and get all of their products into Camping World. And that's something they were trying to do for years and weren't successful at it. So just that introduction at the track and being like, hey, we both love NASCAR and we both love this, and getting to chat with each other, that's what built that relationship. Because LinkedIn's great. I've met you guys on LinkedIn, but putting a face to a name and having a couple hours together and enjoying a really cool experience together, you can't beat that. So on the consumer side, yes, there's lots we can do for visibility, of course, national TV, logos everywhere on my suit, on the car, everything. But it's really the B2B stuff behind the scenes, the activations, the hospitality, and all the different cool content we can make together as well.
Jeff, you were talking to me about storytelling and what were you were talking about sponsorship and storytelling. You had a question. What role does storytelling play in sponsorship?
Yeah. So
sorry, was that the question?
No, yeah, I was just gonna say, in terms of in terms of sponsorship, right? In terms of the partnerships, I think a lot of it has to do with like alignment, right? So it's not about, there's not a competition thing. It's about having, you can have unique stories, but there's an alignment in terms of who the customer is, right? And 100%. I think the best partnerships are always when there is, when there's the chocolate and the peanut butter. It's like it just goes together.
I couldn't agree more. And that's why, again, my last partnership was so successful, because there was so much alignment there. On top of actually being able to provide return on investment for them, the alignment was, I shared my story on LinkedIn. The CEO reached out and he really resonated with my underdog story. He built his company from the ground up, from scratch, in Manitoba, which was the province that I am from. And on top of that, it was an RV parts company. Well, I was bathed in my parents' RV at 2 months old at the racetrack. And I've lived half of my life in an RV because I've traveled my whole life around different racetracks with my family. Even before I was racing, I was still gone every weekend with my family in an RV. So the RV lifestyle was very prevalent in my lifestyle. My parents still live in an RV half the year. They go to Florida. So the RV was the right fit, not only for the demographic of NASCAR. Of course, they see tons of campers in the infields and even the outskirts of the races. Yeah, so it definitely made sense on a demographic side, but then also for just the alignment of me as an athlete and a brand ambassador for Icon Direct, an RV parts manufacturer that I've been in the RV world since I was born. So, and then also his story of really being self-made and an underdog and building his career from the ground up. So tons of alignment there, and that's what made it so successful.
Yeah, that's awesome.
There's here's a powerful question, I think, for you. Do you feel that there is a specific point, or what would be your opinion or experience? At what point does a driver stop being just an athlete and then becomes a true platform?
Honestly, that's the shift I'm in right now.
Tell us.
It really is, especially because racing is so expensive, so you can't race without sponsorship. And right now I'm not racing full time because I don't have the sponsorship to do it. I still need more sponsors to keep going this season. So when racing slows down and makes you look at yourself and, okay, who am I without the sport, right? What else can I do? What am I good at? What do I love? And for me, that's speaking. So I've increased my speaking engagements. I'm working harder to get more speaking engagements, whether it's, fireside chats, Q&As, keynotes. I've really been developing my keynote into something stronger, and more media stuff as well. I have done a decent amount of unscripted TV, a little bit of scripted, and I really enjoy that as well. And I'm starting to write a book because I've learned so much on this journey and want to be able to share that with people. When I first said, to people of my hometown, I'm gonna go be a NASCAR driver, they laughed in my face. They're like, that's impossible. What do you mean? And you know, I made it happen at the end of the day. So I want to be able to teach what I've learned, and my whole mission in life has always been to inspire and empower others to fulfill their own potential and go after what they want in life and who they want to be in life. And I used to think I could only achieve that by driving race cars and winning races. And I realized there's actually a lot of different ways I can do that. So that's why I've now been like, all right, it's time to expand to other things. Not that racing's done, but expand beyond it.
Yeah, you gotta expand that portfolio.
Yes.
And sorry, something popped up on screen. I'll bring it back up. I had to ask. So we've got this product that we've created. It's called Ilk. And just,
I was wondering what I'm like, is this an ad or?
Yeah, it's our sponsor today.
Yes.
Well, when you talk about Chilk, it's really for people finally the tepid combination of chicken and milk comes together as one delicious, nutritious, and hard to choke back drink. You know, what I'm wondering is, what's it going to take to get you in the Chilk NASCAR car?
Yes.
How do we
have that? Do we have it?
I don't know.
Sponsorship. And then we'll get
I want to get you in the, and we will replace you with, we'll put you on here and not her.
Let's do it. I like chicken and I like milk. So
yeah, you know, I mean, why waste
together,
valuable time eating chicken and drinking milk when you could just save so much time of your important day by just chugging it back at the same time? Plus, it doesn't have to be refrigerated. I mean, it's recommended, right?
Sure.
But, you know, they also recommend you cook chicken. Who's got the time?
Who's got time for that?
Oh, that's awesome.
Man.
What's going on with the upcoming Driven podcast? Tell us what's going on there.
So I have actually shifted to a different concept.
Son of a bitch.
But it's way cooler. So instead of a regular podcast, it's going to be in a 2-seater of a race car.
Love it.
Take people around.
Dude, brilliant.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then we can have a conversation after, but also while we're going 180
It's like coffee with comedians in a sense.
Yeah.
Do you have like one of those flux capacitors in the car? You know, from like,
so I will be working with the NASCAR driving experience to do this.
Yep.
They'll provide the car and everything. And
I am going to make one quick suggestion. When you do this, it should be conversations in the car at high rates of speed with hot bowls of chowder, just to add an element of drama. And then you could get sponsorship from like Bounty.
It's like dangerous.
Well, I've been actively pitching a couple brands that I really love and believe in for this content series.
I love it.
They are around the food and beverage area.
I love it. I want to hear more about it as it happens, you know. I think it's really genius.
Thank you.
That's a great idea. And Ask Amber as an AI personality tool. What's going on there? That sounds really wild. So it's
it was wild. So
it's gone. I love it. You're moving. It's rear view mirror now.
No, it's just shelved right now.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
I saw a graphic for it, and I was like, "That's cool."
It's shelved, but I'll tell you how that came about. It's actually really cool. So I had an AI company reach out to me out of Canada, small company. They were in their first year of business.
Yep.
And they're like, hey, we want to hear about sponsorship. I'm like, all right, let's get on the call. So we decided to not put their company logo on the car, which is Gambit Co. But instead, Gambit was going to build a product that was going to be an AI personality of me, askamber.io, and we're going to put that on the car. And fans would get to chat to me during the race and it had my entire story in it, my entire personality. If you gave me crap, I gave crap back to you. And it almost like crashed the computer system. It did so well. Like,
Oh my
people
God, I
were
love
loving it.
That's awesome.
And they couldn't believe the numbers it was getting, and they were live updating it as well during the race. So they would say like, "Oh, Amber came in and changed 4 tires," or anything, and then the fans would be talking to me during the race, and
Right.
no, it had never been done before. That's never been done in NASCAR. So Gambit Co. and I had so much fun with that. It was super, I think, innovative, and I'm kind of surprised it hasn't caught on to do more of that. But yeah, we had a lot of fun with that, and shout out to them. They didn't even put their logo on my car. They built a product to put in the car. So that's another cool thing, is like the opportunities are endless when it comes to sponsorship with me.
I love it. I love
it. We talk about, you know, because of the experiential marketing aspect, you know, and I think obviously like you touched upon some of this as far as like meet and greets for, you know, people. It's like that those are the things that create those relationships and those memories, right?
Yeah.
Do you love sign? Do you? I'm assuming you sign autographs. Do you love it?
Is
it so much fun?
Yes, it's one of the best parts of racing, especially because in dirt track racing, you sign autographs after the race, where in pavement racing you usually sign before the race. But I love doing it after the race, because no matter if you had a good race or a bad race, seeing little girls come up to you and be so excited to meet you and have your autograph, like, that trumped everything else, you know. And I'm like, oh, like, this is why I do it, you know.
That reminder,
it's such a good it always grounds me, and just always like, this is why you do it, you know. It's so much more than just what position you finish in, and more about the impact you're making. So that's my favorite part of race day.
You are, and you're impacting someone's, not only their day or their afternoon, you're impacting a much larger segment of their life, and that's something that people will, you know, they never forget.
Absolutely.
That's cool. Hey, as we're starting to wind down, I have a great question, I think, for you. Let's just say this, Amber. It's your birthday, and you can invite any 3 people to sit at the table with you and enjoy cake on your birthday. They can be real people. They can be, and we're going to say sans family and friends, okay? Because they're going to be there anyhow.
Right.
So any 3 people, live, dead, real, fictional. Who are your 3 people and why?
I think this is gonna shock some people, but so Rihanna is the first one.
Cool.
Because, I just think she's an incredible business person and has done a really good job of staying authentic to who she is in her entire career. And again, like, don't make fun of me, guys, but Kim Kardashian, because I'm like, how did you, like, their branding is insane. Like, they're so smart when it comes to business and branding. So I'd like to pick her brain.
It's tough.
It is.
I want to say like the third one would be more like the spiritual way, like a Joe Dispenza, or someone who I can learn more from, like, a psychology standpoint.
Okay. Great. Good.
That's a good.
You've got one more seat. Who's going to fill it?
Well, I think Danica Patrick.
Cool. That's
nice.
I want to like really know, because I've heard stories, but I want to know her side of everything. And I think I know why she is the way she is, but I want to hear it from her.
Yeah.
Like, I want to hear her experiences and what she learned, and being in it makes you have so much more respect for her. like
that's super cool.
beyond.
Yeah.
So yeah.
She was a powerhouse. I remember when she first showed up. Our buddy Rich, he's a guy that has a eye tracking company that does mostly CPG packaging and his thought was, let's get a pair of those eye tracking glasses on you while you're racing, so we can all see really the kinds of things the driver's paying attention to. Right. I love that.
That'd be really cool.
No,
that would be really neat, because when you're in the car, it is sensory overload. Not only are you listening to your spotter and crew chief like the whole time, but you're also worried about the people in front of you, the people behind you, the people beside you, hitting your mark on the track, the arrow of how like the aerodynamics work and where the air is being pushed on you or pushed off you, and your throttles, your pedals, your steering input, and then also where you're looking on the car or on the track. If you are in a super speedway, you have to look so much farther ahead of you, but you also have to use your kind of peripherals to know where the car is right in front of you. And your eyes are, and then you're also, for tracks that are a little bit shorter, you need to know where your marks are for your braking and throttle points or lift points. So your eyes are constantly kind of scanning all areas at all times.
And you're like this too, right? You're tilted.
That too. Yeah.
Which is totally wacky.
Evening and afternoon tilted.
You're like, wait a second.
Well, I can't thank you enough we can't thank you enough for coming on with us today. And I want to make sure you have a chance to, and we can always put them into the comments and the notes, anywhere people can follow you, find out more about you, sponsor you. Tell our peoples what they need
Absolutely. To know. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter X at Amber Balcaen 10, AMBER BALCAEN 10. Facebook, Amber Balcaen Racing. My website is amberbalcaenracing.com. Got some cool merchandise on there if you guys want to check that out. And to sponsor me or inquire about how we can partner together, there's a lot of different ways. I also do speaking engagements if you want me to come speak at one of your events. You can DM me on LinkedIn or email me amberbalcaen@gmail.com or amber@amberbalcaenracing.com.
Awesome. Yes. Amber, this was a blast. I knew it would be. And it's so funny. It didn't occur to me till after when you were like, I've got another call in 6 minutes. I think she's fucking talking about us.
Yeah.
I think she probably doesn't know who the hell I am. Are you ready? You're coming on in?
I need a calendar link I know to press, but
I
can't find anywhere to.
Oh, I tell everybody if it's not on my calendar, I'm not responsible for being there. My wife refuses to use the Google Calendar. She's like, we have a calendar on the side of the fridge, and everything you need to know about the next 7 months is on it. Just look at it. And I'm like, dude, if it's not in my Google Calendar, I'm just not looking at it. Yeah. You know? So
anyway. I have to use both. I have to use written calendar and the phone calendar.
Oh,
I love it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, when's the next race for you?
I will know soon.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Yeah. We can't wait.
Will you shoot us a note so we can make sure we try to tune in?
I know.
However we can do it. Okay.
Absolutely. I'm always looking for marketing partners, sponsors, though. So if anyone watching is interested, please send me a message. Let's talk.
I love it. We're gonna make sure we put that out there. So hey, everybody, the show went wildly good. Obviously we had a slight scare in the beginning. I literally clutched my pearls. Amber's story is a real reminder that sometimes the real win isn't just crossing the line first. It's about proving that you belonged in the race all along. So I love that. I love your tenacity and your determination and your joy, because you do bring the joy. So thank you for that. Next week, ladies and gentlemen, hamburgers and cheeseburgers, we've got Sandra Shannon, CEO of Gatemaster Tech, a point of sales and ticketing company. That'll set Robert into a tizzy. But she does a lot of work with theme parks and destination things. And she had me on her show, I think, 1.5 years ago. And now we're having her on ours. So
I like that.
Is awesome. Okay, so we're going to let everybody else go. Of course, it is same bat time, same bat day, same bat channel next week, next Thursday, 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Don't fuck that up. And we will catch you later. And if you can, always try to make sure that you remember to do the one thing that matters the most in life. And that